Are we in a seller's market? Are we in a buyer's market? Maybe we're somewhere in between. There's no question that that has been a hot topic the last several months. And there's been a lot of information out there, misinformation, a lot of clickbait calling for market crashes and market downturns. Well, today we're going to be looking at some qualitative data for the local Myrtle Beach real estate market so that you can decide where exactly we're at within our local market. And we'll look at some leading indicator data to help give us an understanding of the direction of the market. It's hard to believe that, gosh, we're already halfway through the year as it's June 2023. And, with that, we have certainly seen a roller coaster of a market. So as I pull up my screen here, one of the biggest questions I always get, and one of the topics everyone wants to know, of course, is values. What is the value of my property? What is the direction of sales prices in the Myrtle Beach real estate market? Well, so today we're looking at both single family homes and condo and townhome properties. We're going to be looking at those side by side. Now, these are all resale properties. We're not including new construction. And of course, this is going to be for the greater Myrtle Beach area. So from Murrells Inlet to Garden City Beach, through Surfside Beach into Myrtle Beach, and of course, through the North Strand into North Myrtle Beach, Cherry Grove, west of the waterway into Socastee, Forest Brook, Carolina Forest, and Conway. So this is an all-encompassing view of the Myrtle Beach area real estate market. And well, you can see if we're looking at year-over-year data, well, our market continues to trend upward. This is a 3-year chart, and we can see month over month, year over year, the values continue to increase. As a matter of fact, we can see right here for single family homes, we're up 7.5% at a median sales value of $360,000 for single family homes, and up nearly 20% for condo and townhomes at $232,000 for the same period last year. Now, what's most interesting, what I really want to look at is if we go back to December of 2022, so at the end of the year into the beginning of the year, well, we can see month over month, really sales values have remained relatively flat across the board month over month. There's been no significant increase or decrease in values. We're really seeing the market just kind of stay nice and steady, nice and easy with values, which certainly shows some promising signs. Now, when we're talking about seller's market, buyer's market, or a neutral market, of course, we have to look at supply and demand. It's simple economics 101. So one of the very first things that I want to look at, of course, is where is our supply level? And so if we take a look at the total number of homes for sale, well, we can see, of course, the bottom of our market was this time last year, right? Where we had the least amount of inventory, the least amount of homes for sale. And boy, if you were a buyer in that time frame, you know how stressful it was. And if you were a seller, just how darn exciting it was as well. We can now see that the total number of home sales continues to increase, right? So there are more homes technically sitting on the market. So then we also want to look at, well, what's a leading indicator for us as far as supply level goes? And so we'll look at new listings. And wow, look at that. That's a pretty significant, pretty drastic change of new properties. So we can see that the total number of new homes coming on the market month over month continues to decline. So we have less homes that are actually coming to the market each and every day, right? This is what's really keeping our supply level down. Yet some of those homes that are sitting on the market are sitting just a little bit longer. And well, we can see that even clearer if we look at months of supply or our absorption rate. And you can see currently we are right at 2.4 months supply for single family homes. And we're at 2.2 months supply for condo townhomes. Now, if we decipher the true definition of a seller's market and a buyer's market, well, the definition of a seller's market is when we have less than 4 months of supply of inventory available for sale. And well, we're clearly there. When we're within that 4 to 6 month period, well, that's when we're more in a neutral and even market. And then, of course, once we hit 6 months and beyond, well, now that's when we find ourselves into a buyer's market. So if we go back kind of pre-pandemic and we look at January 2020, well, that's where we can see we were in that neutral market. Inventory was right at about 5 months supply. And then, of course, as we got later into the year, it dramatically started to increase at the end of the year. And then, of course, the beginning of 2021, to where we can see we find ourselves at, essentially a month's supply of inventory. And those were the days where we were literally seeing properties sell within 24 hours of being on the market and in multiple offers. So we can see that homes for sale, maybe there's actually a few more homes that are for sale, though our inventory continues to decrease. And well, from definition, we are in a seller's market, though we can see that continuing to increase month over month. You know, if we were to follow this same trend to give us an idea, and of course, anything can happen at any point in time when we talk about the economy and election years and so forth, but assuming that everything was to remain the same, well, then that tells us that by these numbers, it wouldn't be until September of 2024 until we found ourselves right at 4 months supply. And then even further into July 2025 until we were back up at that 5 month supply into that even market, pushing our way to a buyer's market. So what we want to now do then is say, okay, well, there's our supply levels. Well, how does that translate in actual transactions? What does the demand look like? And well, this is going to paint maybe an even more interesting picture. So one of the lagging indicators is going to be our closed sales, right? So it's essentially kind of yesterday's news of where we're at. And well, we can see that the closed transactions continue to decrease. Now, maybe we could make an argument that, well, there's less properties coming on the market. There are less homes for sale. Naturally, there are going to be less closed transactions. I don't know. We can see that, again, those closed transactions is actually down 28% for single family homes and 31% for condos and townhomes. Now, if we look at pending sales to give us a little bit more of a leading indicator of what's currently pending for sale on the market, these are properties that have offers, have contracts, just simply waiting to close. Well, we can see it's following the same direction as our closed sales in that it is continuing a downward trend for single family homes. It's 27% lower than this time last year. And again, nearly 30% for the condo townhome market. So we see that, well, though sales values remain relatively flat, inventory is slowly making its way up. But boy, we can see with demand, it's maybe moving a little bit faster. The next indicator that I would really want to look at as well then, especially if you're trying to determine from a time frame perspective, if you're looking to sell your homes, I'm all about trying to set expectations, not only from a pricing standpoint, but of course, a timing standpoint. And we know for so many folks who maybe you're selling your home and you need to be somewhere within a certain period of time, well, then we also want to look at the days on market. And we can see that it too has increased. We are up 14% from this time last year for single family homes, and we're up, well, nearly 14% for condo townhomes. And that is putting us right about 64 days is the median days on market for single family homes and 58 days for condo townhome. So still within 60 days is pretty reasonable. If we go back to just a few years ago, again, if we look in kind of 2020, gosh, we were into the 90 days. It was taking about 3 months on average for a property to sell. It looks like we could be moving in that direction. Obviously, these are the indicators that I'm looking at on a daily basis, looking at home sales and pricing every single day to help you be the most informed buyer or seller in our local market. The last thing that I want to share with you, and this is probably the least or the most overlooked indicator when maybe you're speaking with a real estate agent, and that's to have an understanding of how many showings are we averaging per contract, right? So currently we can see we're right at about 9 showings per contract for single family homes and 7 showings for condo townhomes. Now, we can see that that number was higher during 2021. I think what we would have to decode there is obviously, again, this was a period of time where we were experiencing 25 showings in a day and then receiving 26 offers on the property, right? So we were receiving more offers than maybe we actually showed the property to. So that's where we can see that it had significantly dropped and is really leveled off. So this is going to be very important while you have your home on the market to have the expectation of, well, how many showings are we averaging? And right now it's telling us if you have a single family home, you're going to need at least 9 showings before you could expect that offer. Now, if we look at showings per listing, well, gosh, we can see that that is decreasing. And actually the showings per listing is nearly half of what it's taken to go pending. So we can see then that it's taking twice as long. And obviously the marketing behind your property, the exposure that's needed and necessary for your property is more important than ever. Who you work with now matters more than ever. So if you'd like to get more information for your property, how your home, your situation, whether you're looking to buy or sell, and simply have a conversation where we can dissect your property within the market so that we can help meet your goals, whether it's in the next 9 days or the next 90 days. It's pretty simple. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Obviously, all my information is within this email here. And well, until next time, I look forward to seeing you around the beach.